Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Changing the Lost Vanity. Vanity is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game set in southern Florida during the year 1993. Follow Katrina, played by Tillman, Raymond, played by Chris, Isabel, played by Andrew, Frank, played by Slavic, and Adam as the storyteller, as they uncover the mysteries of the true Fae and forge new paths for themselves in a world of beauty and madness. Follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM for channel updates, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
Hey guys, welcome to Changeling the Lost Vanity. We're just going to jump right into it right now. Where we left off last time, Katrina is currently at the beach house of Raymond. They are about to kick off some grilling after a kind of unsettling conversation that left Katrina in tears. Isabel and Frank are both en route to Raymond's house so they can kind of meet and discuss, what their plans for the future are. Charlie is currently also at Raymond's house, currently in the grips of withdrawal from drugs. Very sick at the moment and just sleeping on a couch. So let's pick it up from right there. Raymond and Katrina, you guys are just kind of like in the middle of this moment of silence after a very intense conversation that you just had. You had just in a fit of rage knocked the grill over, and Katrina was upset, but things have kind of calmed down a little bit, and you guys are both just in this moment of silence right now. So I'm gonna let you guys pick it up from there. Let's start with you, Raymond.
I'm gonna head inside and I'm gonna go grab a couple bottles of wine and bring out some glasses and everything like that. And I guess I'll pop open a light one and just kind of set the glass in front of her and just kind of raise an eyebrow, asking to indicate if she wants any.
I would just nod, still remaining silent.
No, I'll pour a little bit in there, and then I'll pour some of mine and put the cork back in, and then I'll kind of sit across from her on the picnic table and just kind of take a sip for a second, then look at her and be like, "So do you understand now a little bit where I'm coming from with all this?"
Yeah.
It's not easy. None of this is easy. I'm not sitting here enjoying any of this. If I had my own way, I'd be sitting on that porch, and I motioned the porch, reading my book and being left alone like I've done since I've came back. But all this, all that's happening right now is out of our control. That's happening around us. But I feel, though, that if we work together and we all have the same mindset, that we could get it under control. And I think that absolutely has to happen. Because we're all survivors, all the same. And we all have the same common enemy. Now, I'm not like the summer court where I'm going to constantly live my life out of anger and trying to find these people or whatever, but they now have came into our home, our escape, our haven, and they're doing that to us. And then now to find out that our own kind, fellow survivors, are weakening members of our group. I just think that to be successful in what we need to do to prevent this monster that is out there and to stop it, we need to get rid of the facade that we try to put around us to pretend like we live a normal life, just temporarily.
I think we need to speak up about this sooner or later. We can work together as a small group. We can work with Norma, obviously, but things won't change generally if we are just this small group.
I like hearing that. I like what I'm hearing from you. And I do think that once Isabel gets here and we ask her to look into Charlie's dreams, and when we give the findings to Norma, maybe we can also confront her with this too. Maybe we can take the piece of information that hopefully we can get from Charlie's dreams and use that to spearhead and add on to it an amendment of sorts. Our concern about these drugs being sold to our kind. I think it's a good opportunity once we have our foot in the door like that. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a plan.
Did I ever tell you, I don't think I've ever told you, that I had a daughter in my normal life before all this happened?
No, I don't think you did.
I find myself opening up a lot more now than I used to survivors of our type. I don't know where she's at. She's lost in the system, I think. I haven't really taken the effort to look. But I have a favor to ask. of you, of sorts. Something happens to me during all this, and for some reason I don't. If I don't make it, would you try to find her and make sure she's taken care of for me?
I don't know. Yes, of course. But you said you haven't found her. How should I?
That's the first step is I would give you her name. And this, mind you, is only if something happens to me. Recently, to be honest with you, for like the last 10 years, I've been trying to forget, ignore, run away from the issue. And with all this happening right now, it kind of has made me realize how I've wasted the last 10 years, and I could have maybe have tried finding her, which I plan to do. I just want to have some kind of insurance in case something happens to me. That, if anything, I don't know. I just know if someone would find her, maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you. It would just mean a lot to me if you would, if anything did happen to me.
Okay, I will try. But I don't think we should talk about this right now. I think you should look for her first before anything happens to you, or before time moves on even more than it already has.
I will, once we take care of this. You all are, I guess, my priority right now. I take a deep breath, and I kind of like stand up and I go check on the coals, and then I start throwing like chicken and steak on the grill as I wait for the others to show up.
When you had asked Katrina to maybe look after your daughter if anything happened to you, was that just like a general asking, or you weren't trying to like make like a pledge or anything out of that, were you? Or
No.
it's just
Maybe
like a
later.
general favor. Yeah, okay.
I'm just kind of
That's cool.
and I'm just kind of like just starting the conversation about that. You know what I mean? Like I haven't given her a name or anything like that. I'm just kind of testing the waters.
Right. Okay, very cool. So as you're poking the coals of the grill, you start to hear the gravel of your driveway. You hear some crunching as a car starts to approach, and you recognize the red sports car of Isabel. What is it? It's a Firebird, right?
Yeah. So actually, before even the gravel is crunching, you would hear the music of Carlos Puebla playing loudly as she's approaching, kind of setting like the mood. She's kind of dressed in a casual outfit. She's got her hair teased up in that early 90s style, aviator sunglasses, jean shorts, like one of those colorful like tank tops, with like tied right here, instead of like casually loose, how they used to do back in the day where they'd tie it up, showing off her midriff, and boots, hoop earrings, gold bracelets, red lipstick, eyeshadow, perfume, everything. Just like no matter what, even casually dressed, she's still stunning. So she comes pulling up, and you hear the sound of the music before like anything, and then pulls in, kind of look in the mirror, check her hair and everything before she gets out, grabs her little handbag that she'd be carrying with her.
Very cool. And what's going on in your mind right now as you approach Raymond's house?
Well, I expect that Raymond is attempting to apologize to us all for the way he was behaving the other day. That's what's going through my head. It's like he's trying to do something nice. He offered us all dinner, and he has an agenda, so he's probably just trying to, smooth things over. So she's giving him like that benefit of the doubt of like, he was kind of a jerk. She'll give him a chance, She's coming here like as a like, okay, let's see what he's got to say, that kind of thing. So she's just kind of like, he's gonna feed me, he's gonna apologize probably, and like be nice, and let's see how this goes. And I'll get to know all these people that I'm supposed to be working with.
Raymond, you can see Isabel exiting her car from where you are on the deck right now. You could probably just signal for her to enter, or you could go outside and greet her. That's totally your call. But you guys are at a spot right now where you both can see each other. Katrina, you're still inside or are you on the deck as well, sitting down?
We were on the side of a picnic. You remember we have a picnic table that's on the side of my house, so we can see like when someone drives it up, because that's where the grill's at. So I would just have to like walk around the front of my porch. You know what I mean? And kind of
right.
motion. Yeah.
So yeah, then the both of you see Isabel approach and get out of the car.
Just kind of put like the tongs like in the little hand thing of the grill, while the food's cooking a little bit, and I kind of like wipe my hands on the side of my shorts and just kind of like walk towards the direction of her and just kind of like wave to get her attention that we're over on the side.
Okay, so she'll she'll walk around to meet you. I imagine the porch like kind of connects. It's like a wraparound kind of thing, or is it like have to go around the side and go up like a little?
Yeah, you would have to you would to get to where the grill is. You'd have to walk around the porch. You know what I mean, the front of the porch, and then come to the side there. So yeah.
Okay. So, she'll walk up and just nonchalantly, just casual, like, hola.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for coming. Katrina's over there having a seat. Would you like something to drink? I got some wine out here, but I got some beers in the fridge or
beer.
All right,
She'll
good,
kind of
good.
take a look at both of you.
And I kind of head inside and like kind of, you know what I mean? While you can like, I guess go sit with her or whatever and grab a beer for you and come out with the bottle opener. It's like a Heineken or some shit. I don't know. It's kind of like
I'll go sit down next to Katrina and just kind of take stock of her.
And can you, Isabel, give me a wits and composure when you sit next to Katrina?
Katrina's just smiling and saying hello to Isabel, but also like realizing that she still looks like she's just cried, which is probably what Isabel is noticing now.
I have a success.
Okay, so yeah, you notice the kind of the smudging of Katrina's makeup a little bit around the eyes, or however that would look when you see like a changeling's fey mien. I don't know if you'd really, but you get this sense that she was just upset and crying. Like you're able to kind of read that off of her. Being a female yourself, you can see when somebody has tried to kind of just like quickly cover up the fact that they just like we're just crying and just upset. So you're able to just see right through that she's smiling and happy and stuff like that, and see that she has just cried.
So Isabel will look at her and be like, "Oh no, señorita," and she's like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And she'll like start like reaching into her like little handbag, just like, "Do you need anything? I've got," like trying to help her, and like, "Do you need to take a moment? What's happened? Tell me."
Katrina just waves it all off, like, thank you. I don't need anything.
No, tell me, what's wrong?
It was all a bit much for me the last few days. This whole thing with Melissa and also with Charlie really took a toll on me. And I've just worked through it again with Raymond here. And
what did he say?
He got worked up a little bit about the same issue, and I don't know. It all came crashing down on me. He didn't do anything.
Her eyes kind of narrow at you and, okay. Are you sure you're okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
She'll kind of put her arm around her. Just let me know if you need anything.
Oh, it's all good.
Us girls, we gotta stick together.
Okay, so yeah, after that conversation, Raymond, you kind of have your back turned to the group slightly, I'm imagining, as you kind of prod at the coals of the grill. In the inside of the house, you can hear the bathroom door just like shut somewhat loudly, not like a full-on slam, just like a like a hurried quick shut of the door, indicating to you that Charlie has woken up and immediately just resumed his place in the bathroom where he's being physically ill.
Yeah, I like kind of put the beer down for Isabel and then head inside and just go check on him, make sure he's okay. I kind of do it like in a quick pace.
She thanks you when you.
Oh, okay. Beer. Gotcha. And you probably see too that he's in his true form now too. He doesn't have like his normal self where like his human mask was all out there, but he just kind of nods and hurriedly like opens the porch door and walks up the steps and walks into the house to kind of check on Charlie. So
when you get into the house, you kind of hear like this thud in the bathroom, just like a crash, a thud, and then this sound of whatever toiletries you had on the sink or whatever coming to a crash, like things have been knocked over a little bit.
I'm going to go check on him, obviously, even more in a hurry because I'm kind of like hearing that. I'm kind of worried that he may have passed out or something to that extent.
So you get to the bathroom door and you turn the knob and push it open, and you see Charlie. He's on his back, somewhat struggling to try to get his bearing again, and he's pulled the entire shower curtain off of the rail in an attempt to kind of get his balance again. You immediately notice that he looks a lot worse than he did yesterday. From what you know about these types of things, that's not really uncommon.
So I wouldn't have to do a roll.
No, yeah, you just kind of get that, it's been a long time since he's used anything, so that's probably why he's looking like he's on his deathbed right now. But he is just pale as a ghost, in however that would translate to his fame mean. His skin is just clearly just like lost of all color, and his eyes are just, he can barely get the strength to keep them open, and he's just kind of like crawling for the toilet, where he just begins lurching and throwing up again.
I gently kind of pat him on his back and patiently wait for when he's done, and I keep reassuring him that soon he, soon it'll be over, and also soon his struggle is gonna pay off here for us and for the good of everyone in the freehold, and he just needs to stick with it. And in about a half hour, I need him to mentally be there for us, because we're gonna have to we're gonna have to rely on him. So, and just kind of do a cross between sympathetic but yet motivational talk, you know what I mean? He's strong for going through this, and that there's a reason why he is.
Can I have you give me just a regular wits and composure roll?
So 3 successes.
All right. So when you put your hand on Charlie's back and you begin talking to him, he quickly turns around and looks at you, and he has this bewildered look in his eyes, just like he has totally lost his sense of being right now. He's just in an absolute state of confusion, and he just looks at you confused, and he just gives you no response.
Charlie, are you there? Charlie. And I kind of smack him upside his cheek just lightly, you know what I mean? Kind of seeing if I can get through to him.
And he just he looks at you with the same just total confused, bewildered look, and just puts his head right back into the toilet and becomes ill again.
Can I do a roll for a medical roll or something to see if this is any kind of some normal for
Yeah, sure.
People going through this,
Yeah, give me a intelligence and medicine roll.
3 successes.
3 successes? Okay, so this is starting to look kind of out of the ordinary for you.
Shit.
In your medical profession, you've never had to deal with people who are coming off of drugs or something, anything to that extent. But this just isn't really anything that you've heard of or resonates with you as a doctor, hearing about somebody kind of, it's almost like he is looking at you really confused, like he has amnesia or something like that, just looking at you who the hell are you? And that it's kind of troubling to you. He looks like he would try to get away if he could, but his body is just so physically weak right now that he just can't even really acknowledge or take in what's going on right now. And then it dawns on you that people like yourself and people like Charlie don't really have the same physiology that regular humans do, and it's you're not really sure what this means, but that it seems kind of strange in your medical opinion.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to comfort him until he's done and get him to go back to sleep. You know what I mean? That's my priority, because my head, I want to get him to sleep, and then I need to go out there and talk to these folks. You know what I mean? My priority of getting into his head right now and his dreams, you know what I mean? The scene, what he sees has just shot through the roof right now. You know what I mean? And so I'm just patiently waiting for him to get done and hoping that he goes to sleep so I can go out there and be okay, enough fun and games. We need to get inside his dreams. You know what I mean? But, so I guess that's what I'll do. I'll just patiently be there for him and wait for him to get this out of his system, and then lay him back down in bed, and then immediately go out there and kind of shoot my idea to the group,
Right. So you wait for him to kind of finish, and then you put your hand on his shoulder to help him up. And at first he kind of pushes you away to try to stay where he is for a little bit longer, and then he gets up and kind of leans into you as you kind of support him out of the bathroom and back onto the couch. And he whispers to you, and he's like, Raymond, what the hell's going on right now?
We're gonna
Where the
get
fuck are we right now, Raymond?
You're at my house, but we're gonna get to the bottom of this. I just need you to sleep. Just close your eyes and relax, and I need you to sleep, please.
He goes right back to the couch. You see him just pull the blanket over his head, and you see like the shivering underneath.
All right. Then I'm gonna like turn around and go outside and kind of like check to see if Frank's arrived, and if not, I'm still gonna go talk to like Isabel and Katrina.
So as you make it back outside, you see that Frank still isn't there yet. He's probably will be arriving soon. Frank, we'll say that you are like maybe 2 minutes away from the house. You're literally about to pull in.
All right. So I'm gonna I take it like if I walk outside, I might see him rolling up or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna walk outside, and I'm not gonna like try to hide that I'm worried at the moment, and I'm gonna like just watch his car as it comes down and patiently wait for it to get here, because I might as well wait for him to get here to talk about like what I think needs to happen.
Okay, so Frank, you start pulling into the driveway. I want to say it's like a longer driveway that has like space wide enough for 2 rows of cars to go in, and it's kind of long enough that you could maybe put the cars like 2 deep as well. You see Isabel's Firebird, and that's the car that's parked behind Raymond's car at the moment, the Cadillac. So then you see there's also like just this row of just like could be 2 empty spaces.
Yeah, so Frank's gonna park somewhere, and I guess Raymond's there waiting for him right now.
Yeah, so you see the entire group out on the porch right now.
Oh, okay, they're on the porch.
So you see Katrina and Isabel sitting on the bench. You see Raymond has he's right by the door, having just exited the house, kind of going back to the grill for a moment.
Yeah, and I would say that maybe it would even be striking the fact that he, like I said again, he doesn't have his human whatever mane up there, and I would say his body language definitely shows that he's starting to feel impatient at the moment. You know what I mean? Like I'm probably not even grilling. I'm probably like, well, I'm going towards the grill, but like the food is the last thought in his head at the moment.
Raymond, really quick, could you describe? I know that like your fey mien is kind of affected by the emotions that you're feeling, and it causes it to embody itself in different ways. So how are you looking right now as you exit the house, with your mood being what it is?
I would just say he probably looks like, still has that smoky, but I would say I never even thought of like worry, what would come across worry, because I just thought of like anger, you know what I mean? Like would we like make a reddish or whatever, but I would say maybe it's darker. It starts getting like a darker smoky, you know what I mean? More of a black smoke that kind of starts creeping up his neck or whatever, and on the side of his skull. Like he's definitely not not looking like how he normally looks, where it's just normal kind of light gray or whatever.
So would anybody looking at you be able to kind of see this change? Like any casual observer would be able to notice that like you're a different shade than when you went inside?
Yeah, I would say if they took like more than like a second or two to look, they would definitely see like it's kind of like creeping up, almost like a rash. You know what I mean? In a way, you know what I mean? But it's just like black, like a darker smoke that kind of is creeping up, and yeah, like I think a rash would be a good way to describe it.
Isabel and Katrina, could you guys both give me a wits and composure? I just want to see how quick you are to notice this kind of difference in Raymond's mien right now.
I have 2 successes, and I also wanted to say that as Frank is kind of pulling up, Isabel will kind of get up and go up to the front of the house to kind of greet him. She likes Frank. She wants to go and give him a hug and kind of like, "Hey, Frank,"
Courtmates, absolutely.
Yeah. So Frank's gonna pull up. He's gonna open the door. He's gonna laugh. He's gonna wave. Oh, looks like everybody's already here.
Frank, do you have the dog with you as well?
No, not this time.
Isabel and Katrina, whether or not it's like concerning, you do notice that Raymond's mien looks different. Whether or not you are like whether or not you pursue that, you just notice right away. Isabel, you've moved on to see Frank and to greet him as he arrives. Yeah. But just know that you saw that he has changed before you.
At this point, I've barely seen it. He was writing it the night before. So like, This is the first time I've really gotten to interact with his true fame mean. So,
And that's the thing too, is that most of the times when you guys see Raymond, he's kind of put up this glamour to mask himself even further. So, you're not really sure how his thing really works. You don't know that it has like this mood ring quality, but
Yeah,
you just
totally.
notice that it's slightly different.
yeah.
So
I
it's
gotcha.
probably not like alarming. It's just a thing.
And then while Frank comes out and look at Isabel and be like, well, it's imperative that we talk right now. If I can get you two to come back to the table over here.
I thought that was what all this was for.
I mean, like now. Pleasantries aside. I'm kind of just look at her.
She just kind of rolls her eyes, like, "So Frank, how are you?" As walking back in with you, like you're taking this way too seriously, and she is determined not to be serious about this.
Mm. I mean to the side of the house too. That's where the picnic table's at, and I'm just kind of like motion my hands towards the picnic table. Will you two join me?
I mean, I was meaning that with like walking and talking.
Oh,
She's
okay.
like, "So Frank, how are you?" And like
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
going along and just like kind of like rolling her eyes at you, and you're like, "We need to talk. This is important now." Like she's like, "Chill."
Frank will start talking, oh yeah, we were with Fluffy at the park, and there were these kids, they were playing, whatever, and I actually had a nap there. And it was very nice.
Isabel's gonna give him a lot more consideration than she is Raymond right now because he's way too like irritable.
As we're walking towards the picnic table, you can see like the embers are starting to like, you know what I mean, like come up on the back of his neck on the side, like the bright orange, reddish, you know what I mean? Embers are starting to come up as he gets to the picnic table and turns, and I'll like put my hand on the picnic table and I'll turn around. Originally, when I invited you all here, and maybe this can happen later, I wanted to have a nice dinner with you all, but things have changed at the moment. Originally, Isabel, when I invited you here, I was going to ask you to look into Charlie's dreams because Norma told us that you had the ability to do that, to find out what we can about this creature that's running around the city right now. But here's the thing. Something about Charlie's wrong right now. Something's off, and this needs to happen now. He's starting to forget who he is, where he's at the moment. He's asleep right now. I got him to go back to sleep. Can you please, for the good of the freehold and everything, see what you can find out in his dreams about what he saw and that creature that he saw in the kid's room? Anything that we can find out, or what's causing him to go through what he's going through right now.
Why? He'll be asleep for a while. It's best if he gets enough sleep so he's deep in it before I do anything. So, let's eat.
We don't know how long he's going to stay asleep. He's in the throes right now of detoxing, and he could wake up anytime.
Well, maybe I don't want to see it. Did you think of that?
That's pretty selfish. So you think you're just because you don't want to see it in his dreams that it's going to go away? What would you rather have? You see it in his dreams, or you see it knocking on your door, trying to bring you back to wherever you came from? It's your call.
You don't want to think about anyone but yourself, do you?
I'm sure if I went and talked to Manny right now and told him that you're giving this pushback to helping the freehold, he wouldn't be too happy to hear about that.
I don't give a fuck what Manny thinks.
You weren't saying that the other night.
She's just kind of like boiling, right? Just like you can see like her face getting flush, and she's just looking at you like, "What is your problem? Why do you feel like you need to dig into all of this? Why do you have to bring up all these things?"
Because I don't want to see others become victims like we had to go through. I don't want to see us pulled back into the prisons that we came from. I don't want to sit here with my head in the sand and let this continue to happen.
You want to stick your nose everywhere and get yourself killed.
And I stop for a second with that. I close my eyes and I open them, and be like, there are times I've wanted to die. But then I realize there's more at stake than my selfishness and my pain that I've had to gone through. And I don't want to see others go through that. I don't want to see you go through it. I don't want to see him or her go through that, or anyone else go through that shit again. You're the key to stopping this right now. Right now, it is you who could prevent potentially others' innocence going through what you went through. All you have to do is look in his dreams and give me that information.
She'll kind of like snort and be like, "Pinche pendejo," and like storms into your house.
You're doing something good here, and I follow behind her.
Away from you. Like into the house. And if you're following
so-
behind her, she kind of stops and puts your hand on your chest and is like,
Yeah, I want to say that Frank will follow and sort of, grab Raymond. Stop.
because you're like pressuring her into doing this
Yeah.
like right now, and so it's kind of making her like really emotional and frustrated, and so she hears the wisdom of the words that you're saying, like, no, we need to do this is important, da 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 da. But she's also like pissed off about it that you're kind of pushing her into the situation. So whenever you kind of like follow behind her to like, oh, she's like, no, just leave me alone, go away, and let me do this.
When you put your hands on his chest, like he puts his hands out, like in a neutral, like point taken. You know what I mean? When you do that. But the moment that like Frank puts his hand from behind on him, Raymond will like turn around and just be like bright red, like flaming, like red within there, and he'll just say like, not screaming, not barking or anything like that, but just like from the very like where all that pain and that cancer resides in him, it's like, don't fucking touch me. And he just like, I'm just staring at him like with like, just because you gotta think like someone grabbing him from behind like that, male, whatever, all that shit, you know what I mean? It's just straight touching that nerve of where he came from, you know what I mean? He's not a touchy-feely person or any shit like that, you know what I mean?
This isn't a touchy-feely thing. This is more like I'll crush your shoulder.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. And I get that, but he's still gonna have the same reaction. You gotta understand, like, with people like anger issues like that, who've been traumatic, like literally, like when that shit goes off, man, like that's why so many people with like,
yeah, all of us
like,
here, every single one of us is
Yeah.
ready to- So
It's
you
like
are kind of like face down at each other, and Isabel's like going into the house like, fine, I'll do this. And I imagine that like, well, Katrina is kind of aghast, maybe.
Yeah, that probably fits it.
Just
so
Raymond's
Katrina,
gonna be-
I
yeah,
guess you
Raymond-
just follow around like mouth wide open, like what the fuck, guys?
Right. Raymond's just staring at like at Frank right now, like literally, like just fuming mad, like I said, Raymond couldn't do anything to Frank, and I think everyone with any kind of realistic grasp of, you know what I mean, reality would know that. But at the moment, just the anger is like, so just from getting like, I'm just saying, just literally from having someone grab him like out of whatever strength like that from behind. You know what I mean? At that moment. And I guess when he'd hear Katrina say something like that, he would like look at her and just kind of like snap out of the moment. You know what I mean? Like of anger that he's in or whatever. And just kind of like look back up with Frank and kind of just like realize that this dude's whatever, just thinks he's doing what's right. And just as a whatever gentle giant, lack of a better term, you know what I mean? But you know, it was just the instant like getting grabbed from behind like that by something more powerful than him that just kind of brought that out, you know.
And when Frank had like put his hand on you in that way, like you could just feel this like immense power of just like, you know, like this person could overpower you physically, but the fear and the rage you felt because of that caused you to lash out just as much. You know what I mean? Being in that position put you in a situation where you just temporarily, for that moment, you just boiled over and you just lashed out. I mean, you know, obviously you didn't strike him or anything like that, but no matter what you know what I mean, that situation, you were like feeling that hand on you with that strength, that just crushing strength, you know, just knowing that physically, like if you guys were like, you know, matched against each other, he could probably, you know, he's an ogre, he's like insanely strong, but for that moment you were just so angered and upset and triggered by that it caused you to just lash out that way. And then after this whole kind of like argument happens, there's like this moment of silence, and you know, it was kind of cathartic in a way for Isabel as well as Raymond and Katrina at the end for kind of jumping in and saying like, you know, what the fuck, stop you guys. So now it's kind of just like silent for a second as you guys kind of are like starting to cool down a little bit.
Sorry, should have reacted that way.
So yeah, Frank will let him go. It's okay, but please stay here. And he'll sort of nod towards Isabel.
And I'll just kind of like walk back to the picnic table and kind of like grab my glass of wine and just like turn my back to everyone and like look at the ocean while whatever is going to be done is going to be done. Just kind of wanting to be You know what I mean? Just going and sitting by himself or whatever.
With some like internal reflection, Isabel's kind of like observing, like he pulled her away or pulled him away, and she's just kind of watching this, and he kind of walks off, and she just kind of sighs to herself. And she says out loud, like to all of you, kind of like, it's not easy to do. You got to have peaceful surroundings, and getting me all worked up like this isn't the right way to do it. I can't just go in there and like make it happen. It's got to be the right kind of setting. It's got to be peaceful, and I need to be able to concentrate, and I can't just do it on a whim. Okay?
Come and sit next to me here. I just kind of like motion, like while I'm facing the ocean. Because I'd say like I'm about 20 feet away, sitting on the picnic table. You know what I mean? I just kind of motion warmly, like, come over here.
She kind of smiles and laughs, like, you really think that's going to help me be more peaceful?
It worked for me. It's worth a try, right? It's better than what just happened now.
I tell you what, give me another beer.
All right.
And she'll kind of finish the one that she has.
I'll take a deep breath and go walk inside. And as I walk through Frank, by Frank, I'll kind of like for a second look up and be like, "Oh, that could have been ugly, dude." and like, do you want something to drink, Frank?
Yeah, I think I'll have a beer.
Oh, all right, Frank. And I'll just kind of like walk up my steps and walk in and kind of glance to see if he's still asleep on the couch. And then grab I'll grab like 4 beers, 5 beers. I'll grab like whatever I can, you know what I mean? And walk out with them, and I kind of just like.
While Raymond's inside, Isabel will turn to Frank and say, "Thank you."
Yeah, so, I always have your back.
She gives him a smile.
So I'm gonna walk out with the beer and just be like, just kind of set it on the picnic table and just kind of like take one and pop it open and just give it to her, and I'm gonna pop another one and just go back to sit in my spot because I kind of feel like embarrassed, but I feel like just everything, and I'm just like, I don't know if any of you experience where you make your ass out of yourself a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you're kind of just like want to sit down and just have people change the subject so you can. So that's what I'm doing right now.
On the topic of changing subject, while you're like sitting there like awkwardly, Isabel will be like, so she'll take a sip from her beer, kind of pause for a moment. Do you have any like relaxing music or anything you could play?
What kind of music does Raymond listen to? What does he own in his house?
He listens to like Fleetwood Mac, you know what I mean? Like kind of like the Eagles, stuff from like the 70s, like I guess I don't want to say classic rock because I look at that more like calming rock, but stuff like that. Stevie Nicks, I listen to that stuff. Not too heavy on the electric guitars, but still, you know what I mean? Kind of just cheery a little bit when he does, but mellow.
Just something that will, help settle the mood. The less agitation we have, the easier it is for me to do what you're asking me to do.
And I'll just kind of nod to her, and I'll go get like this boom box I have in my kitchen, you know what I mean, where I play cassette tapes in or whatever when I'm cooking, and I just kind of like bring it out and put in, Fleetwood Mac tape and just hit play and then go back to drinking. And my guy just is like, this is so weird, like in Raymond's head, he's like, this is like not how Raymond thinks, you know what I mean? Like let's make life of a party when something serious is happening, but he's begrudgingly trying to like help meet these expectations and standards because he knows like he knows she wouldn't be bullshitting him. If this is what has to happen, this is what has to happen. But this is so alien to him. Like, let's all pretend to be, like almost like trying to drink a beer and smile to pretend. But yeah.
Yeah, Isabel's trying to get everyone kind of like relaxed and chill because part of shaping someone's dreams is like you have to be in like a state of mind that's like peaceful and similar to like the REM cycle, just kind of just relaxed and calm. And the way you're like working her up is actually just going to make it damn near impossible for her to do anything. And she's just like, no. We need to chill. Let's do this right. Let's sit back. Let's have a couple of beers, eat some food. Let's just relax and just get to know each other and be nice and comfortable before we do anything. Because what you're trying to get me to do is not easy. And so she's trying to communicate that and just kind of like she realizes she was getting hot tempered too and trying to, back off and just be more chill.
Out of character, how basically she needs to be relaxed because when she navigates his dreams, if she's stressed out, she can't navigate them as well.
It's a dice pool penalty.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's
So
like
I almost see like you have
up
to
to
be
like
tranquil.
-3 off my dice, which is a lot.
Oh,
So
wow. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I'll go back to cooking and kind of just sitting there and waiting for things to tone down and let you guys talk. And I won't try to interject into a conversation because I know I tend to get super serious.
Frank can help with like making the room an ideal temperature because he has the eternal summer contract, Son of the Hearth.
what does that do?
It allows you to heat yourself or expel excess heat, or you can use it to change the temperature of a room to, basically the perfect room temperature. So I can make it all perfect and cozy for you. Like, I see absolutely no other use for this contract ever in any game. So I just want to use it.
All my contracts
Go
are
for it, man.
destructive.
Yeah. Also, the catch is that I spit on a fading ember or spark. So, is the grill on?
The grill, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to say before you guys start like popping contracts and stuff like that, anybody in the room right now can see that Charlie while he's like covered in a blanket and he's just huddled, he's like shivering right now. He's like not in an actual sleep at the moment. He's kind of just, with his head underneath a pillow, fully covered up in blankets, just shaking uncontrollably, trying to, wishing for the release of sleep right now, but it's his body at the moment is not allowing for it.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of it which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 Chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the Duets tag to find out more.